As we have wanted chocolate back. What happened? 27, the 27 children ate that chocolate. And 3 students, they did not eat the chocolate and obey the teacher's order. And this is the essay about today. Now, how to obey our teacher, means Dharma Guru, to progress for subject group. Very, very important. So the 3 students who didn't eat those chocolates, they became great scientists, great doctors, and great engineers. So very important. Do we like to become a student of 27 rod, or do you like to become a good student of 3 who didn't eat the chocolate? So this is the subject Srimanji is giving us, telling us, and Prabhu Sriji, he is already Prabhu Sriji, how to give Agna. And thank you very much for participating. We have 10 students, we have the board. We have Stanay Lunavat, Manasvi Shah, Anshi Shah, Pavitra Soni, Parvo Soni, Aditya Jain, Vihan Jain, Vihan Prasad, Vidit Gandhi, and Kaushik Gandhi. Thank you very much for participating. And it's a great, you are all brave students to do this. So welcome and thank you very much. One of them. Do they have a time limit? They have whatever they have given, I think. And we have another student called Shreya Jain. So Shreya Jain. Sorry. I'm going to write it down. Thank you. Please, I like to welcome first is Manasvi Shah. Yeah, come all the kids.
What is self-realization? Oh, sorry. Jason, everyone. What is self-realization? It's the experience of being a soul, which is the first step towards the path of liberation. We all know what liberation is, and we all want to achieve it. However, do we really know how to achieve it? If so, are we on that path? In this movie, there is a great dialogue between Srimaji and the Ruji Muni, where Srimaji gives invaluable and insightful information on how to achieve self-realization. Where Srimaji tells Ruji Muni, if devotees should seek spiritual guidance, please instruct them to adhere to the following rules. First, eliminate all 7 vices. These include gambling, non-vegetarian food, alcohol, robbery, prostitution, hunting, and extramarital affairs. Second, refrain from eating all green vegetables. Third, refrain from eating all root vegetables. Fourth, abstain from eating the 7 forbidden foods: fruit of the banyan tree, the peepal tree, the pipla tree, the umarda tree, figs, honey, and butter. Fifth, do not eat after sunset. Anantajiv hinsa, or violence, is associated with these 5 activities, which can result in diryansh or narakgati. Following these rules leads to our soul to have better gati, where we can progress towards our goal. Further, Srimaji gave 4 more rules which every devotee must follow. These include 6, 5 manas of Sahajatma Saruparam Guru, 7, 20 stanzas of He Prabhu, which is also considered Patigama, 8, path of Shamantna, where you ask for forgiveness for your sins, and finally 9, do satsang and read the sacred scriptures. Regular practice of these not just stops us from finding bad karma, but also takes our soul to a higher level. We are very fortunate to have birth as a human. The purpose of life should be to achieve true knowledge. or self-realization, which is the most important step in our journey to attain moksha. Before I conclude, I would like to use a great example of Rishabdev Ji Bhagwan. When his 98 sons told him that they don't know what to do, he said, Ana e dhammo, Ana e bhavo, which means Agna is done and Agna is done. Since infinite time, our soul has been practicing religion based on its own knowledge without following Jnana, Yani Puish Agnya. With great compassion, Srimaji showed us the path on how to achieve self-realization. Now all we need to do is implement these principles into our lives. Thank you for listening, Jain.
Now we have Anshi Shah.
Dear everyone, my name is Anshisha. Srimad Ramachandra was a prominent Jain poet, philosopher, and spiritual leader in the late 19th century. He emphasized the significance of self-realization, inner peace, and moral values. His teachings often focus on the path to spiritual enlightenment through self-realization and introspection. Srimad Ramachandra emphasized several practices to attain self-realization. These may include regular introspection and meditation, self-discipline, and the cultivation of virtues, compassion, truthfulness, and non-attachment. Engaging in selfless service, studying sacred texts, and seeking guidance of a spiritual mentor will also methods he advocated for individuals seeking self-awareness. By following these practices, one can gradually gain a deeper understanding of one's world. It's a heightened state of self-realization and spiritual growth. Srimad Ramachandra Ji. Self-realization can be achieved with the following. First, to eliminate the 7 vices, non-vegetarian food, alcohol, robbery, prostitution, hunting, and extramarital affairs, because these are all against teachings of Jainism. Second, to refrain from eating green vegetables, because it is believed that green vegetables retain more water, and therefore the growth of more living beings. Third, to refrain from eating root vegetables, because Jains believe that root vegetables have thousands of living beings. Fourth, to refrain from eating the 4 forbidden items, fruit of the banyan tree, fruit of the peepal tree, fruit of the peepal tree, and fruit of the amoran tree, figs, honey, and butter. According to Jain texts, a householder should not consume the 4 provisions, wine, flesh, butter, and honey, and 3 of the amoran trees, anjir, banyan, and peepal. Fifth, to refrain from eating after sunset, because the germs and microbes that disappear when there is sunlight do not get destroyed. They take shelter in shadowy places, and after the sunset, they enter and pervade the atmosphere. Sixth, to turn the rosary beads 5 times a day, because it symbolizes reciting a mantra 154 times in the right manner. Seventh, to chant the mantras, because mantras serve as a gesture of deep respect towards the beings who are spiritually evolved, as well as to remind people of their goal, moksha. 8. To recite and reflect on the Shemagna in the 20 stanzas of Kepa every day, to ask for forgiveness and get rid of sins. 9. To undertake satsang and read the sacred scripture, because these texts encompass various aspects of Jain philosophy, ethics, rituals, and cosmology, forming the foundation of Jain teachings through continuous self-inquiry, devotion of spiritual practice, guidance from a realized spiritual teacher, one can to self-realization, ultimately leading to a profound understanding of self and spiritual aspects of existence. Judgment.
There are 5 prizes. First one, $101. Second prize, $81. Third one, 81. Fourth one, 71. And fifth is 51. And all the runners up will get $25. So this is a motivation for our young children or young adults to participate and learn something about Jainism. So I like to once again thank all the parents and the children who come with a big subject of civic work. So thank you very much. The third one is now Sanay Tonau.
Jain and Director. I'm Sunny Rawat, and today I'll be talking about Srimad Rajchandraji's teachings on the path to self-realization, which is embracing discipline and spirituality. Srimad Rajchandraji was a revered spiritual leader and philosopher from India. He was a prominent figure in the Jain tradition and had a significant influence on the Patravadis, leader of the Indian independence movement. Rajchandraji emphasized the importance of self-realization and spiritual growth. Self-realization is a journey towards understanding oneself and realizing one's purpose. It involves a deep state of self-analysis into one's thoughts, actions, and behaviors, with the aim of achieving a state of self-awareness and spiritual awakening. This essay explores a set of principles and practices laid down by Srimad Rajchandraji, and when followed diligently can lead to self-realization. To attain self-realization, one can follow a structural approach of involving discipline, ethical living, and spiritual practices. The elimination of the 7 vices, which are gambling, eating non-vegetarian food, consumption of alcohol, robbery, prostitution, hunting, and extramarital affairs, is a fundamental step. These vices often lead to negative consequences, both for oneself and for others, affecting the journey towards self-discovery. Here, I'll use random names to illustrate this with examples. Consider the example of Alex, who had struggled with gambling and with his gambling addiction. By recognizing the negative impact gambling had on his relationship, Alex took steps to break free from this destructive pattern. He sought help from support groups and therapists, allowing self-discipline and self-awareness to guide him towards recovery and a clearer path to self-realization. Abstaining from green and root vegetables and refraining from consuming specific foods and dairy products are dietary aspects that encourage discipline and control over one's desires. Eating a self-controlled diet helps in maintaining physical and mental well-being, facilitating focus and spiritually inclined life. For example, Michelle, who was inspired by her spiritual journey, chose to adopt a vegetarian lifestyle, eliminating non-vegetarian food from her meals. This dietary change not only aligned her with her spiritual values of compassion towards all living beings, but also improved her overall health, providing a sense of balance and aiding her in her self-realization journey. Following a disciplined routine, such as not eating after sunset, is another important factor. This discipline helps in regulating the body's functions, promoting better health, and helps in spiritual study during the evening. Another example is John, a busy professional who decided to implement this practice. By avoiding late-night meals, he noticed enhanced digestion, improved sleep patterns, and a greater sense of self-control. These changes positively influence his spiritual practices and self-awareness. The act of turning rosary beads and chanting mantra is a spiritual practice that helps in focusing the mind, attaining mental clarity, and promoting a connection with the divine. Reciting and reflecting on the Dhammapada, which is seeking forgiveness, cultivating humility, compassion, and forgiveness that are essential on the path to self-realization. For example, through consistent practice, Emily found peace, mental clarity, and a stronger connection with her spirituality, enriching her journey towards self-realization. Participating in satsang, which are spiritual gatherings, and reading sacred scriptures provide spiritual nourishment and enlightenment. It offers an opportunity to gain knowledge, engage in spiritual discussions, and reinforce one's faith and dedication to the spiritual journey. For example, engaging with like-minded individuals in discussions about spiritual journeys and spiritual topics deepens Robert's knowledge and propelled him further on his spiritual journey. All in all, self-realization is a transformative journey that demands dedication and willingness to embrace change. By adopting a lifestyle with discipline, ethical choices, and spiritual practices, individuals like Alex, Michelle, John, Emily, and Robert have made significant strides towards understanding their true self. The journey to self-realization is a personal one, ultimately leading to a purposeful and spiritually fulfilling life. So let's proceed gradually, one step at a time, and follow these principles as we commence our journey towards self-realization. Thank you, and Jai Jain.
You can see all these kids are under 15, some of them are 10, some of them are 7, some of them are 12, and they are speaking on one of the toughest language and the easiest language. I say toughest for our adults, but they are speaking with all this research, just seeing the movie, and with the help of parents, they came out excellent subject. Number 4, I like to give Pavitra Soni. He's not here. We have his video. Enough with it. Okay.
The path to self-realization is a journey of profound significance. One that we have to embark upon.
Hey?
I'm going to start again.
Okay, start.
Yeah, man. Huh?
Embark upon the guide.
Sorry.
Today, I have the privilege of discussing a profound topic, self-awareness. The path to self-realization is a journey of profound significance. One that we have embarked upon, guided by the principles shared by the great sage, Srimad Raj Chandra. Before we delve into the practical steps outlined by Srimad, let's reflect on the significance of self-awareness. It is the profound journey of discovering our true self. But when exploring uncharted territory, this understanding allows us to align our lives with inner values and principles. To get a better understanding, I highly recommend you to read his pictorial biography. Srimati emphasizes the importance of eliminating 7 vices from our lives. These vices include our stumbling blocks on our journey to self-awareness and include gambling, consumption of non-vegetarian food, alcohol, theft, prostitution, hunting, and involvement in extramarital affairs. The act of overcoming these vices is a key to shedding unnecessary baggage, making our journey more purposeful and essentially emotional. Srimati explains in a very simplistic way to not only strike a balance in our diet, but also avoid bad habits and food and unhealthy. This is a metaphor for achieving equilibrium in both physically and mentally in our lives. When extremely in our actions and thoughts, the avoidance of all vegetables just as in our lives, we should favor new and rejuvenating experiences rather than old and stale ones. Srimati instructs us to refrain from consuming specific items, such as fruits from particular trees, figs, honey, and butter. These forbidden foods symbolize desires that should not be practiced on our path to self-awareness. The prohibition on eating after sunset corresponds to our body's natural rhythm. The restriction encourages to listen to our body, respect its needs, and embrace discipline. Srimati advises the use of rosary beads and mantras as food for meditation. This practice is a means of presenting our thoughts, fostering inner peace and introspection. We are encouraged to reflect upon and recite the Shamapana and the 20 stanzas of A. Prabhu there. This is a means of nurturing our intellectual and spiritual faculties. Satsang involves coming together with fellow seekers and engaging in the study of sacred texts. This collective pursuit of knowledge mirrors the wisdom, sharing, and learning experiences that we have in society. Srimaji advocates for the persistent exploration of sacred scripture. This is an invitation for lifelong quest for knowledge, much like an ongoing quest for answers in enlightenment. Srimad Rajchandra presents self-awareness as a deliberate and continuous endeavor, free from the distractions and attachments that might hinder us. His teachings emphasize the importance of moderation, discipline, and the pursuit of knowledge, likely to serve as a blueprint for an enriched life journey. These 7 habits and 5 non-eatable fruits, and honey, butter, avoiding these means of serving. If we commit ourselves to walk the path of self-realization, explaining and explaining with human, by turning it home, giving up that. So, we can get
Yeah, Vinod.
This journey is like traversing life phase. A life in my opinion, self-realization. But starting small and progressing steadily, giving up on bad habits and adopting controlling diet by reading and good man. Well, on the fact that self-realization really try to have these and share your experience with the Jain Center. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Now I have Vivan Prasad. Vivan. Pasad.
Pastor.
Vivan Pasad.
एक मिनट बेटा एक सेकंड हाँ बट चालू ना करना
Just wait.
just sit there
Vivan Prasad. P-A-S-A-D.
How to achieve self-realization? By Vivan Pasad. Jain, I'm Vivan Pasad and I'm 8 years old. Today, I'm going to explore how do we achieve self-realization. But first, what does self-realization mean? The textbook definition defines self-realization as the fulfillment of one's own potential. It is Vivan potential. Who is Vivan? Who going to? From where have I come? Kyanti Tayo, what is my real identity? Su Swarupachin Tayo. These very questions were pondered upon Srimad Rajchandra when he was just 8. This deep thought emerged from the incident of the death of his close neighbor, Ambalal. This was his first encounter with death. He asked his grandfather what the meaning of death was, upon which his grandfather explained to him that after death, the body doesn't move, talk, or simply be. He was shocked to learn that they would burn the body, which seemed very cruel to him. Contemplating on this incident, he began to question his own existence. Who am I? Where have I come from? What is my real identity? Which led him to attend Japanese Madhyam, which means he was able to see his previous births. Thereafter, at the age of 18, Srimad did Siddhavadhan, answering 100 questions in chronological order. Several such experiments only led him to realize that this wasn't the right path towards self-realization. He then went to various places like Idar, Lavanya, Vasa, and Kambat, and many more, where he sat in Dhyan, deep meditation. He then discovered that the right path to self-realization lied in the code of conduct, which he conveyed to us through his disciple, Sri Raghurat Swami. There were as follows. Number 1. Sought Vasanyotyaka. Abstinence from 7 vices such as lying, gambling, drinking alcohol, stealing, hunting, etc. Abhakshatyaka. Roots in certain fruit like umar, pipali, etc. should not be eaten. Mahavibhayatyaka. Not to be eaten. Like the great author Bernard Shaw said, quote, I do not want to make my stomach a graveyard of dead animals, unquote. 4. Rati Bhojantyaka, not to eat after sunset. 5. Reciting Mala or Marka Mantra daily 5 times. 6. Smaran, praying. 7. Shrapana, forgiveness. 8. Sat Smagabam, staying in contact with Gurujis. Sat 8, 9. Sat Shastra, reading of religious scripts. These are some of these essential code of conduct to achieve self-realization. In a short span of life of 38 years, Srimad influenced many important people, including Mahatma Gandhi through his correspondence with Srimad Gandhiji, learned many Jain principles, mainly ahimsa, which he implemented in his life. Srimad's influence continues today through his written works such as the Mokshmala, Atma, Siddhi Shastra, Visdoha, Virchatma. But for me, the most significant fact is Srimad himself was the last disciple of Bhagavan Mahavir in his previous life. Satyajit, Shajkumar, Swarup, Param Guru.
Thank you. He's 8. So I like to thank their parents and him participating. It's a brave thing to come on the platform and speak. Thank you. Parma Soni.
Sadharmi Bhaiva Beno, and seekers of the truth. Jain. Today I stand before you to dive into the profound wisdom of Srimad Rajendra, a spiritual luminary whose teachings continue to illuminate the path of self-realization for countless. Srimad's message is a timeless beacon guiding us towards the realization of our true self and our connection to the universal soul. Srimad Rajendra once said, self-realization is the key to unlocking the infinite potential within us. These words resonate with profound significance, for they invite us to embark on a journey of self-discovery that goes beyond the limitations of our physical existence. Self-realization is not a destination, but a transformative process, a process that brings us face-to-face with the essence of who we truly are. The question arises, how do we embark on this transformative journey of self-realization? Srimad Rajendra teaches that it begins with introspection, with turning our gaze inward, through meditation and self-reflection, and the cultivation of virtues. We can gradually peel away the layers of illusion and evil that shroud our self. It is a process of unveiling the divine within, a process that demands patience, dedication, and sincerity. According to Srimad Rajendra, we must let go of the 7 vices in order to achieve self-realization. First, we must stop gambling, eating non-veg, drinking alcohol, robbing, prostitution, hunting, and extramarital affairs. Second, we must refrain from eating all green vegetables. Third, abstain from eating all root vegetables. Fourth, to not eat the fruit of the banyan tree, fruit of the people tree, fruit of the pita tree, fruit of the umata tree, and not to eat figs, honey, and butter. Fifth, to not eat after sunset. Sixth, to turn the rosary beads 5 times a day. 7, to chant the mantras. 8, to recite and reflect on Shamabana and the 20 stanzas of Hey Prabhu every day. 9, to undertake satsang and to read the sacred scriptures. Clearly, these are the ways to achieve self-realization. I have personal experiences reading this section, but where we practice Srimati's self-realization technique by avoiding the 7 vices forced by my mom and dad. I felt you start the journey of focusing within. I can only imagine if practicing this on a daily basis will get us much closer to self-realization. My question to the audience is, why don't we practice on a daily basis? We know that the power of self-realization. We have experienced during this function of you should learn. I would like you all to pay very close attention to Srimad Bhaktivinoda's teaching on self-realization, an exploration of our true nature and our connection to the universe. It is a journey that leads to understanding of our interconnectedness, a recognition of love as the ultimate truth, and a fulfillment of compassion and positivity. As we reflect on these timeless teachings, let us remember that self-realization is not a solitary pursuit, but a collective awakening. Together, as we awaken to our true selves and our interconnectedness with all of our creation, we have the power to transform the world into a more compassionate, harmonious, and loving place. I'd like you guys to remember 2 things and only 2 things. No big deal. Jesa Anu Vesa Vichan. Jesa Bani Vesa Bani. Pio Changa Bani Anu Suna Chena Bani.
Now I have Aditya Jain.
Judgmental. When I started on this essay, first I wanted to understand what self-realization is. What I discovered is that self-realization is a journey that leads to achieving true happiness in life. And not to take the momentary happiness as the end goal. Jainism teaches us how to obtain that true happiness. In the video, Srimad Rajendra shows us the path to achieve self-realization. So, how will we achieve self-realization? Srimad Rajendra gives us the path. Let's have a look at it. First, there are 7 vices that we must stay away from, like gambling, hunting, eating non-vegetarian food, alcohol, and robbery. At this point of the video, I realized that I'm already on the path of self-realization, as I do not have any of these vices. Next, in order to achieve true self-realization, we must not eat green vegetables, root vegetables, without roots, then rice, 3 types of fruits, honey and butter. Also, we must not eat after sunset. There are several positive things that we can do to achieve true happiness. We should turn the rosary beads 5 times per day, chant the mantras, recite and reflect on Shanapana, recite and reflect on 20 cents of a hay level every day. We must also undertake satsang and read sacred scriptures. In the beginning, I said that I'm already on the path to self-realization. After watching the rest of the video, I realized why I do some things. I need to do more, like reading more scriptures and listening to scholars. My journey has just begun, and I have so much to learn. I'm going to get better understanding of self-realization so that I can be a lot more effective on my journey to true happiness. Now that you all know how to achieve self-realization, I encourage you to think about your own journey and path to achieve true happiness via self-realization. Judgment.
Thank you. This is his first try to come in essay competition. So, first time to come to the essay competition, which is good. And I like to thank especially the parents for motivating the children to come. And this is the foundation, I repeat again, foundation of Jainism. And it's a hard subject, but easy subject because it's you. So I like to thank parents and the students again. At this age, they can speak. They say, excellent. Now I want Vihan Jain.
Jain, what is self-realization and how to achieve it? By Jain. In Jain tradition, the path of self-realization is accomplished by a significant and balanced combination of enlightened faith, enlightened knowledge, and enlightened conduct. What leads to inner purification and unfolds inherent potentials like humanity, forgiveness, forbearance, cheerfulness, contentment, and so forth. At Vasu, Srimad Chandraji is an invaluable and insightful information to achieve self-realization. If any devote spiritual guidance, enjoyment to adhere to following rules. The 7 vices: gambling, non-vegetarian food, alcohol, robbery, prostitution, hunting, and extramarital affairs. 2. To refrain from eating green vegetables. 3. To abstain from eating root vegetables. 4. To abstain from eating the 7 forbidden items: fruit of the banyan tree, fruit of the peepal tree, fruit of the umbrella tree, fruit of the piper tree, figs, honey, and butter. Do not eat after sunset. 6. Turn the rosary 5 times a day. 7. Chant the mantras. 8. To recite and reflect on the Kashampa and the 20 stanza of He Prabhu, He Prabhu, He Prabhu every day. 9. To undertake satsang and to read the sacred scriptures. One can attain self-realization from doing simple things as described by Srimad Chandraji. The ignorant person is interested in only outer physical objects connected with his soul. He's engrossed in non-living matter and its forms. The modification of matter and an external cause for the feeling of love and hate. The weakness of the soul is an internal cause for such feelings. That is why Sadhguru stresses and clarifies repeatedly there is no happiness in outer physical objects and in modifications. For example, when Jagri loses its sweetness and becomes sour, interest in it lost and is thrown away. This interest was in the sweetness of the Jagri and turns to hate when the form changes. A Vigar whose interest in such outer physical objects and the modifications is not inclined to the soul. And therefore, teaching that there is no happiness in outer physical objects and the modification must be taught and realized before explaining the soul. If someone asked an enlightened soul which religion should be followed to attain liberation, will only answer. Its answer is that liberation can be attained by the religion which has been described by opposite God. Many enlightened souls have read scriptures showing the importance of the non-attachment and passive state of the soul. Any soul born in caste can attain liberation simply by following the right religion described by the Almighty God, Scripture, etc. A soul who believes that its nature is free from attachment and passion, but in freedom, it is said in Tattva Sutra, right belief is that in the 7 fundamental principles described by Almighty God is compulsory to attain self-realization. An enlightened soul has knowledge of both the pure nature and infinite modifications of the soul till it becomes oneness with God. The nature of the soul is to have infinite knowledge and perception. However, oneness with God has put an infinite effort to accomplish infinite knowledge and perception. Jain.
Now we have Vidit Jain. Gandhi, I'm sorry. Sorry. Visit Gandhi.
Hello, I'm gonna be making a speech on our favorite Indian spiritual leader called Srila Chandra. Srila was also a philosopher, a poet from the late 19th and early 20th century. Just an amazing person to all. Let's find out how he attained self-realization. So first of all, we need to find out how to attain self-realization. There are many ways, but the main way is to help people in need, treat others with respect, give away on so you can't do it, show compassion to everyone, etc. You can also say the 20 stanzas of the Hatable, and recite the Shamapana every day. We say this because we should forgive our own soul first and then all God's God. So we now know some of the things that Srila Chandra did to attain self-realization, and some of the things that you can do to attain self-realization. I hope you will eventually attain self-realization and unlock your true self. Thank you, and Jain.
Now we have Kabir Gandhi.
I know the below.
Jain everyone.
Hello.
Jain everyone. I have a question for all of you. How do you live your daily lives? Maybe some of you adults go to work every morning and complain about your coworkers. Or for the younger kids, you go to school and stare at the clock until you're dismissed. Maybe you'll also do some outdoor activities as well. Another question I have, what do you normally eat? Does it consist of butter, some vegetables, maybe some meat? Well, I haven't asked these questions for no reason. Every single one of these questions actually relate to achieving self-realization. Even though it may not seem like it, the routine things you do every day could be affecting your overall spiritual journey to achieve self-realization, whether it be for the better or for the worse. Srimad Rajchandra believes there are different pointers you must follow to attain self-realization, which is the state where you have fulfilled your potential as a soul. These main pointers I will be going over are prioritizing religion over extra activities and showing compassion to everyone and everything. Let's start with religion. Srimad has focused on religion a lot in his life, and it's one of his main tips to reach self-realization. He himself focused on religion a lot and helped him attain self-realization. Religion allows a person to calm down and reach their inner self. In fact, Srimad had explicitly said that instead of doing activities like gambling, robbing, and having alcohol, one should practice mantras and prayers along with satsang, which is meditation. Some important mantras and prayers to Srimad are the Shamakna and the 20 stanzas of the mantra Hey Prabhu, which should be said and read every day. Another thing he believes that is that getting involved with activities like prostitution, extramarital affairs, where you are with other people, should be eliminated. This way, the person can make sure they have their minds set on religion and self-realization rather than focusing on other stuff. Furthermore, people who have attained self-realization show compassion and respect to every living being. This is another massive part of the spiritual expedition. Clearly, things like hunting and eating meat hurt living beings, and a lot at that. We should refrain from these activities. Likewise, there are many dietary restrictions in place for these same reasons, not unnecessarily killing small life. Some of these restrictions include not eating after sunset, not eating green or root vegetables, and not eating the 7 forbidden items, which include fruit from 4 types of trees, figs, butter, and honey. Even small acts can go a long way. To summarize, attaining self-realization is not a thing you can do overnight. It takes years of dedication and the right knowledge, faith, and conduct to make it this far. A lot of us here already have the right knowledge. We already know about what to do to attain self-realization. We already believe in it, so that's right faith as well. And all we have to do is act with it. This includes the 2 points I touched on before, focusing on religion over other things and respecting all living beings. But there is definitely a lot more than that. If you choose to devote yourself to this path, maybe when you get asked this question again, there's a full story to tell. Maybe now you'll respect your job, respect your coworkers, or once again, for the younger kids, respect school, your classmates, and what you're being taught. Be happy with yourself. That is self-realization.
Thank you. If adults have any questions, because these students have done a lot of research and all the families are separate. And if you have any questions, please raise your hand. Maybe we can learn for us. Because the children have already did a lot of homework and research. Now I've got a young girl, first time, 7 years old, Shreya Jain. Are you there? Any paper? Wow. She does not need paper.
Namo Harihantara, Namo Siddhara, Namo Harihara, Namo Vajraya, Namo Saraswati. Jai Jitendra, everyone. Today I will be talking about a very important topic, love, self-realization, and how to achieve it. Just like the thinkers and Srimad Chandra did. Self-realization is all about understanding who we truly are deep inside our hearts and souls. It's like discovering our own superpowers of love, kindness, and wisdom, which will make us a very happy and content person. Here are some simple steps to start our journey of self-realization. Number 1, ahimsa, or non-violence. It means to not hurt anyone. For example, if you see an ant on the floor, do not step on it and leave it alone. Another example is to not eat meat because it hurts animals. Number 2, satya, or truthfulness. It means to tell the truth and to be honest. For example, if someone asks, who broke the pot? If you broke it, you can say, I broke the pot by accident, I'm sorry, and please forgive me. Number 3, dhyan, meditation, or mindfulness. It can help you calm down and feel better. For example, if you're doing a test and you get a difficult question, you can do meditation to help you out. Just close your eyes and take deep breaths. Let's meditate one time. I request all of you to close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and release. I hope you feel better now. Number 4, non-possession, not greed, or apology. It means to not be greedy and not want everything. For example, if you go to a toy store and you buy a toy, but then you want more toys, then that's being greedy. Number 5, not stealing. It means never to take something that does not belong to you. For example, in school, during recess, I found a marker and I knew it belonged to my friend Maya, so I returned it to her. Number 6. Forgiveness or Shama. Even when someone makes a mistake, you can forgive them. By doing so, we free ourselves from negative feelings. For example, my friend Maya was being rude to me. I forgave her even though it was not easy, but I did it. Number 7, learning or truth. It's like getting more coins in our treasure of knowledge. For example, I chant Lokar Mantra every morning and every night before going to sleep. You can do it as well. Number 8, refrain from doing these following things: gambling, hunting, eating non-vegetarian food, drinking alcohol. Also, refrain from eating root vegetables and green vegetables. Do not eat after sunset. Let's cherish these teachings of self-realization and and um and become a better person. Thank you.
Wow. Excellent. Thank you. Good job. 7-year-old.
So guys, see, she is the smallest than you. Learn from her. You need to learn, you need to at least memorize some portion and try to. Not all, I know. You guys have made a little more difficult.
But I'd like to say one more thing. You are doing an excellent job at this age. You know why? You are learning now 100%. But if you carry 10% in your life, when you become seniors, when you go to college, and then you will become in manhood, get married, and this will help you, this 10%, to go back to 100%. And this is the only my wish, that's the reason I'm making essay competition, that at this age, you can learn something and carry forward in your life. This is the only intention I have, because you are the future of Jain religion and the Jain center leaders, and to become good Jain, to help Jainism to progress. That is the only wish I have. And that's the reason we, 4 families, are devoting to investing in you so you can carry forward the Jainism. Thank you. I have now Arav Vel. Yeah. You will here to in front.
Jain, everyone. My name is Arvind. Today I will talk about how to attain self-realization. What is self-realization? Jainism focuses on soul and inner self. So self-realization means attaining true self and fulfilling the desires of the human soul. So self-realization is a prerequisite to attain the ultimate goal, moksha or liberation. After understanding what self-realization is, I am interested to know how we can achieve it. Most important ways to achieve self-realization, as explained in Jainism, is by practicing Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, and Samyak Charita. Samyak Darshan, correct view, means faith and acceptance of the truth of the soul. Samyak Gyan, correct knowledge, means undoubted knowledge of the tattvas and Jain Shastras. Samyak Charitra, correct conduct, meaning to exercise control over our inner desires and reach a stage where there is no attachment or aversion. There are some other ways explained by the very famous self-realized Jain scholar and preacher, Srimad Rajchandraji, through his letters and teachings. He teaches that the path to achieve self-realization is to follow the teachings of enlightened beings. Very famous Stotra Brahmin, Sejatrum son of Param Guru, one enchanted every day to carve a path to enlightenment. This Stotra means the Guru or an enlightened master resides within in the stillness of his being. Once Srimad Rajchandraji asked his disciple Prabhu Raghunath Swami what he needs in his life. He answered, he wants to achieve self-realization and the will to remain steadfast in his vows of celibacy. He followed the Guru's teachings, practice, and principles of Jainism, read scripts, attained correct jnana, and thus attained self-realization due to the divine grace of his Guru Srimad Rajchandraji. Srimadji also teaches that self-realization can be achieved by chanting Atma Siddhi each day, which itself means self-realization. Reading Atma Siddhi Shastra can lead one to enlightenment. Once Srimadji asked a follower who expressed his interest in bhakti to follow Aprigrama and stay focused in bhakti without thinking of worldly matters. He denied to follow this and it was very tough for him. He never achieved self-realization. Listening to all these examples, one obvious question arises in my mind. Why is self-realization so important? Self-realization is the first thing one needs to master the golden moksha. Liberation is happiness of soul, which all living beings should strive to achieve to become enlightened beings. What to do on a daily basis to attain self-realization? On a daily basis to attain self-realization, you should follow the teaching of the learned soul. One should follow the inner voice of the soul and try to have correct conduct, knowledge, and view. I want to conclude by a pledge to myself. I will try my best to stay focused towards achieving self-realization. I understand enlightenment does not come instantly. It's a practice to be followed for years and maybe several lifetimes. I will follow the purity of my soul and progress towards achieving self-realization. Jai Jinendra.
Thank you, Aru. Now we are the last participant is Parsi Gal. Parsi, sorry. She is a well-experienced student and she has been participating from the beginning of the SF of the week.
Jai Jinendra. My name is Parshvi Gala, and today I'll be here to talk about how to attain self-realization. What is self-realization? Self-realization is keeping our external characteristics aside and revealing the true identity of our soul. However, in order to do this, Srimad Rajchandraji has left us with many insightful pieces of information. First of all, we must eliminate all 7 vices, including gambling, non-vegetarian food, alcohol, robbery, hunting, and extramarital affairs. The reason for this is because all of these things increase your worldly desires, creating more attachments to things in the world that are constantly binding bad karma. Binding bad karmas are not only the root cause for our suffering, but they're also obscuring the realization of our soul's true nature. However, along with this, we must also stay away from eating green and root vegetables, figs, honey, butter, and fruit from the banyan tree, pipla tree, and orange tree. Along with this, we shouldn't eat after sunset. Maintaining these actions would be maintaining your soul's cleanliness. For example, this would be keeping your room clean. Now, in order to make our room spotless, we must use cleaning supplies. Similarly, for the soul, we should count a mala made of rosary beads 5 times a day, recite the Shamapna and the 20 stanzas of Hey Prabhu every day, undertake satsang, read sacred scriptures, and chant mantras. Doing these things every day allows us to help stay closer to our soul by doing meditation which allows us to leave all worldly affairs and gives us time to realize the true state of our soul. With this valuable information, we can keep our external characteristics aside and refrain from binding karma, which in turn helps us attain self-realization to maintain peace internally and make the world a better place. As Srimad Radharji once wrote, like the sky touching the earth at the horizon is an illusion. The soul is distinct from the body, the mind, and intellect. Thank you, and Jai Jain.
The competition is not to win, but to learn. When you win, it's a good thing, but there are no winners. But there are a lot of people who are learning from this experience. But we still keep prizes to motivate the students to come forward and to win. But the important question is to learn these principles in your life. And you can go in debating in your school, you can go and debating in your college, and this will help you a lot. So now I'm going to invite judges. They will announce the winners, and the prizes will be given. Thank you. First thing, I like to thank all the parents and the children, because the parents also learn by writing these things. It's very important.
It's really good.
Thank you.
As judges are telling their scores, in meantime, I'm going to do some announcement. Well, first of all, thank you kids, Pathshala teachers, parents for preparing for this competition. And I like to thank Mahendra Bhai and other coordinators. Can I give you name?
You can keep, I can give, one is Nain and Shasha, one is Girish and Lina Mutani, and one is Elena.
Yeah, and Mahendra Shah. Sponsoring
British and no, British and family.
British and family. It's like it's not only the financial motivation. We are paying every piece $25 and some price, and also motivated. Like it keeps up with the different subject and competition and all. Other announcement on October.
I like to say one thing. I repeat again. Till age of 40, I didn't know what was the paper. I repeat again. Till age of 40, I didn't know what is something. So I'm very proud of that. I didn't know, nobody taught me this. So what is happening in your life, in your children's life, and even you learning something, what is Samik work, you will be surprised. That's Jain.
Next week, October 22, we have Samniji. So please join us.
I am here.
And also I am here. So whoever want to participate, please let one of the EC member or participant know that if you want to do, I am here. October 29, we have Mahendra Bhai's lecture on the same subject. On October 22, Samniji will also take a lecture for the youth at 10 o'clock. Normal lecture will be 11:15, but adults can participate in the 10 o'clock lecture too. Samniji is not taking a youth lecture. October 29, we have Mahendra Bhai. On number 5, on the popular demand, we're going to have a tech session. So the kids, our young kids, Pathshala kids, will teach all of you how to go to the internet. Whatever you want to know, we'll have all the volunteers available to you. Please come with all of your problems. Make a list of your problems and show to them. Think, hey, I want to do this, I want to do this, and let's see if the kids can. November 12, we have Diwali. Okay. So Diwali, we have Samniji's lecture. On a Diwali day, we also have one more scholar from India, Yata Janjri. And he's gonna do like a Digambar Puja and explanation in the morning time. And Samniji will be there after 11:15. So if you want to understand, he's a very young, dynamic scholar. And I don't know, like who knows Babu Kishorji. Babu, he's a Pota of Babu Kishorji. Grandson of Babu. So please join Diwali Day. On Diwali, we still looking for Swami Vasala sponsor. We are asking multiple families to sponsor the food. We already have 3 names, but we still looking for 2 more names. 2 plus 3.
2 or 3, whatever.
2 or 3 names. Whoever gives also Diwali sponsorship.
And November 5th, Shruti.
No, number 50. Yeah, I know.
No, so when we Shruti.
Perfect.
Oh. So we can't get them is Diwali 12. So Mahendra Bhai.
Let us talk.
Yeah, okay.
Let us talk. And the one more thing is, like, I know in the past we have announced the Sunday lunch, so we have a lot of contribution last year, but we still looking for the contribution for the normal Sunday. It's only $400. If anybody wants to do tithi for their grandparents, kids, birthday, whatever you want to celebrate, just contribute to $400 and you put your name for the deadline responsibility. Thank you. Jai.
I like to tell you this is the problem going on for many years. I like to give only one example of one city, which is called Phoenix. They open up their calendar every year, calendar. Who likes to put their tithi of birthday or anything, and they have a cheaper price, and you will be surprised. 1.5 years means 80 weeks are already sold out. Every year it happens. It's so simple. For 1.5 years, so the working committee does not have to think what is going to be the next Sunday for lunch. So if we can start doing something that I like to sponsor this tithi of my family, this birthday of my children, it will help our Jain center to run smoothly. Thank you. Jain.
So this was a really good effort by the kids, and also thank you to parents for encouraging them to participate. It was excellent. And as a competition, make sure it's not a competition. Just don't teach them that what is essay. Of course, in school they teach, so there has to be a starting, middle portion analysis, and then you close up. Right. So that's important. Many of them did it. So excellent job. Thank you. And Mayur is going to announce the prizes.
Very proud of all of you guys who participated and more should participate. And parents, thank you for encouraging them. Also remember one thing, content is important, but how you deliver your speech and eye contact and variation in the speech, we judge on that also. So teachers, you should all remember that. And very proud of that young girl, Shreya. Amazing memory. So keep it up. All right. So first winner is Sanjay Donawa. Second one, Kabir Gandhi. Number 3, Manasi Shah.
Give it to my grandmother.
I-
Give it to her next.
And then we had, for number 4, we have actually 4. So everybody getting $51. Parva Soni. Yeah, Jain. Right there. And Parsley Gala. Remaining guys, you are not far behind, so put some more effort. And again, remember, communication is also important.
You have to give everybody else the names in
Okay. I'm Shisha. And she. Then Pavitra Soni. Aditya Jain.
Aditya Jain.
Vihan Jain. Vivan Prasad.
Pastor.
Pastor. Vidit Gandhi. That's it actually. Everybody got it, right? Or who is missing?
Anybody missing?
Everyone got it, right?
Everybody got it?
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah.